Welcome to the No Direction Podcast, where we say whatever we want and invite guests who do the same. We're here to prove that conversations can be raw, real, and sometimes downright hilarious, even when we don't see eye to eye. So buckle up, grab a drink, and let's dive into the unfiltered world of opinions and insights. It's going to be a bumpy, profanity-laden ride.
Fantastic.
Should have been recording the whole goddamn time.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. I can't believe I'm on your podcast. So this is what it feels like to be on the other end.
Of the receiving end? Well,
Here we go already.
And I had to bring my teenager wine. I call it teenager wine because it's flavored wine.
It was a great
and you
juice.
had to bring it. Oh, did you hear that? I hope you got that on. It went.
Yeah, I can hear that.
This is what I have to do to get through a podcast with you.
Oh, that sounds so refreshing. Can I have a drink of that?
Yeah.
Can I taste it?
Yes.
Careful with the road.
I know. I got to put a lid on.
One for the road.
Got to follow the rules.
Okay, we're going to trade. So you're going to take this beer that I got. No, actually.
Crack it
You know,
open.
we should start a tradition that when we're on each other's podcasts, that we each bring each other a drink. And I would have to drink yours, and you would have to drink mine. One rule. There are no rules.
Oh.
I was going to say no shots, but...
Can it be a manufactured drink?
Like in your garage, that's something Mike put
No,
together?
no. Actually, he's made his own. No,
I bet he
made
has.
his
See?
own whiskey. He has made his own whiskey.
He has. He is a hillbilly redneck moonshiner, isn't he?
Yeah.
I could see him doing
He
it.
should be. He might as well be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like it should be pre-bottled because I don't trust you. Like, I feel like you'd make me some weird, funky concoction. It's going to mess up my insides. I got old insides.
You got old insides. All right, anyway. So I've got from Wild River Brewing Company. This is out in the Dalles, I think. Now, where is this at?
I don't know.
Brookings Pass, Cave Junction, Grants Pass, Medford. I think these are all the different locations.
It doesn't just say. It says right there.
What does it say?
Your old eyes can't see it.
The Grand Junction. Oh, yeah. Cave Junction, Oregon.
Oh, I've been there.
It was
That
Grants
place is
Pass.
cool.
Grants Pass is where it was. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, this is the best beer I've ever had. And I bought a 6-pack of it like a year ago. That's how big of a drinker I am. And I liked it so much. I knew I wasn't going to Grants Pass anytime soon.
Right.
And so I'm like one at a time every so often.
Well, it says that it looks like you can buy it in Brookings, Grants Pass, Medford, and Cave Junction, which are all very far away.
They are very far away. But they serve pizza, and it's really good pizza as well.
Oh, the brewery does. Not the city.
No, it's like a restaurant, but they have their own brewery. Wild River, look it up. If you're anywhere in those remote areas, Wild River is really good.
Yeah, they must have. Yeah,
I'd like to take a drink of it as soon as.
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
set it
No,
down.
I'm done. Yeah, crack that thing open. ASMR.
Ready?
Yes.
That was so tight.
That was satisfying. Yeah, when my daughter was on here, she was trying to make
good.
mouth
It's
noises
good.
on the mic, and I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, it's really good. This one's called Harbor Lights Kolsch style ale. Do you want to take a drink of it?
No.
You're not a beer
I'm not a beer
person.
drinker.
You don't like a beer drinker, huh?
And this was too sweet for you, wasn't it? Mine?
No, that's actually something my wife would drink. I wouldn't mind having a glass of it, but I'm more of a kick back around the fire beer kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm not really a wine person unless I'm over at Bocelli's.
I do not like wine. I like this sparkling, like I said, teenage wine. Right? It's the cheap
Grow up.
$6.99 thing. It's cheaper when you buy it in a 6-pack. Oh my gosh. Bottom
it's
shelf.
wine in a box.
Yeah, bottom shelf at
Yeah.
Freddy's. Yeah. That's the kind I like.
What is it? It's not wine. What is it again? It's like
Well,
it's
I
just
don't know.
a sparkling
I think it's
cider?
a fruit Scotto. Like a Moscato, but it's a fruit Scotto. And there's pineapple. This one is strawberry. Mm-hmm. There's lemon, which I haven't tried, and peach.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
It's really good.
And it's got a good price point.
Product placement. Wild River, you can cut
If you
your
wanna
check.
sponsor me.
Jamie Worley, Worley. product sponsors are welcome on your podcast as well.
Absolutely. All day long. You want to pay me to sit here and
talk
to my friends?
So why is it that you invited me here?
Because you begged me to do it yesterday.
Isn't your last name Beggs?
You did. It is.
I begged you, huh? Okay.
You went live on Facebook and you said, hey, why don't you have me on your podcast? And I said, do you really want to go there, Jamie?
I wasn't even invited.
You said, I can come on as a guest.
You were actually one of the first guests I had on my podcast. The first female ever on the Grit Man podcast.
Yes.
A podcast for men, and you were the first ever female. However, the deed was not reciprocated, as I certainly was not the first male invited onto your podcast.
No, you were not. But this isn't about females, so a little different. You are the first person over 6 feet tall that's been on my podcast.
Okay, I'll take it.
So you're welcome.
I'll take it.
And the first athlete.
First athlete. Lloyd's a good guy. I mean, he's got a really jacked up family, serial killer-wise.
Yes, he does. Serial killer. I think she killed one person.
Well, you know what? Allegedly, that we know of.
Yes.
I mean, just look at Lloyd's eyes. When you look at Lloyd in the eyes, there's something going on in there. I don't know what it is. I can't read him.
Maybe he's silently judging you.
You know who he reminds me of? And I love this guy. He is so cool. I wish I hung out with him a little bit more. He doesn't like me, though, I don't think. But he reminds me of Joey from Friends.
Joey from Friends doesn't like you?
I don't get it either.
Have you met the guy?
Lloyd?
No, Joey from Friends.
No.
Who are we talking about that you want to hang out
Ross.
with?
I am a perfect mix of Ross and Chandler. That's what my wife tells me. We watch Friends all the time. I like Seinfeld. She likes Friends.
Who is it that you want to hang out with? Is it Lloyd or is it Joey?
Lloyd goes to the gym too early. He gets there at like 4 a.m.
So you want to hang out with Lloyd?
He's not right.
Okay. No.
There's something off about that guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like him so much, because there's some off things about me.
He's got some kookiness going on.
He does. I want to find out what it is. I think I'm going to have him on my podcast.
I think I have to go turn off the AC.
Pardon me.
I think I have to go turn off the AC.
No, that was a very interesting show. Very interesting. Can we get back to this?
Yeah. Sorry. Squirrel.
Where are we?
My first episode, yes. The show was amazing.
We're on the third floor now. 4. 5. 5th floor. That's what it feels like. I feel like I'm in an elevator.
Yeah. Well, because the HVAC system is directly outside, and I was told I can turn it off, but I didn't feel like it, and now I'm too lazy to go downstairs.
Well, I will say this.
And I'm 3 sips in my wine, so I shouldn't be walking.
You know what?
In my wine sippy cup.
You know, I will say thank you for having me on your podcast. The hood over the head and driving me here in a blacked out van was a little much.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'm happy to be here. I have no idea where I'm at.
Zero expense.
This feels like one of those CIA dark, what do you call them? This dark operational.
The black ops rooms.
Black ops rooms, yeah. I mean, look around, guys. They can see. They're right there. We're on film. That's how old I am. I feel like I'm in some blacklist.
Yeah, especially with that background noise.
Mission thing. Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, it'll go off in a second once we've cooled down
Yeah,
enough.
okay. Well, again, the blacked out hoodie was a little much, but
yeah,
I don't see any tarp on the ground, so I feel pretty safe.
The whole ground.
Let's get back to Lloyd.
I like how you come in your favorite brand ever. You've got it on your hat, and you've got it on your shirt. The Black Rifle Coffee Company.
America.
America.
Yeah, Black Rifle Coffee. Yeah, I'm a pretty conservative guy. I wouldn't say I'm a Republican. I am a registered independent, but I'm more conservative in my beliefs. But I tolerate everyone, including you, so that's good.
You tolerate everybody.
I'm just kidding.
So grateful to be tolerated by you.
I have friends on the right, friends on the left. I really don't care what they believe. I don't care how they live their lives. That's between them and whatever. I don't care. I just enjoy. Were we off the whole time?
I don't know. I could hear us. Could you hear us?
Oh, geez.
Should we play it back?
No, as long as the red button was not. Yeah, you should definitely check that out. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Are we
going
to redo it?
No,
we're not going to redo it.
No, we can't. That's not our style.
No. Should I go turn the AC off?
I'm sorry, what? I couldn't
At least the AC won't be in there.
Can they
hear
it?
What do these even do?
What? Okay, so that means that have you been able to hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. You cannot hear me there, can you?
Yeah, I can.
Check, check, check. My microphone is off.
I can hear you.
You can hear me, but it's not picking up recording.
Oh, okay.
Now it's picking up recording.
But what do the ears mean?
I don't remember.
Oh, right here. Talk to me.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check.
So
you hear me okay?
I could hear you
in
my...
You hear me okay?
Yeah, I could hear you. Well, no.
Okay. So
here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
What about now?
Yeah.
Is it better now?
No.
Oh. I don't know what it does.
I can't remember.
I don't know. So I had your favorite best friend Lloyd on as my first.
What if we've already talked about this? It picked it up. It actually recorded.
I don't know.
Can you check and see and then just mend it together? Just
right.
You have to record over it?
We don't have to record over it. We're just continue the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it just.
Oh, you can pick up right where you left off?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it just cuts it in. I stopped recording, so now it's its own file.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Is yours not this fancy?
I have the exact same one. Rodecaster Pro. That's exactly what I have.
Then you should be able to do it.
Yeah. So back to the serial killer you had on earlier. Now, Lloyd may not have killed. My voice sounds really weird.
Does it?
Well, maybe. I don't know. We're good. So
okay.
Back to Lloyd is that, we don't know if Lloyd's actually killed anybody, right?
Right. I cannot prove it either way.
I know. I can't see that Lloyd would do something like that. So I think he's a pretty safe guy.
Yeah,
I really like that dude.
Nobody thought that Ted Bundy was a killer either.
Oh, gosh, that's right.
Until they found out he was. Just saying. I mean, most serial killers, when you interview their next door neighbor or their best friend, he just seemed like a normal dude.
He did.
Yeah. No. You can't trust those white guys.
Oh, stop. Why you got to bring race into it? You know that it's not, that's 100% true.
Look up the statistics.
There's been like 2 black guys in history that killed more than 3 people.
Maybe 1 Asian and a couple Hispanic dudes.
It could be. I don't know. Yeah, the odds are not in our favor.
No.
What was that, the Hunger Games? May the odds be in your favor.
May the odds ever be in your favor. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Some people think the Hunger Games is actually going to happen here in America. I mean, the way things are going. The country is so divided. Like, people, I know people who think there's going to be a civil war. I don't think it's going to get there.
Okay, so when you say Hunger Games, do you mean Hunger Games as in a TV show where they pick people from the different districts, or do you think just Zombieland?
Well,
like everybody's just in it for themselves and then just go?
I think that's more likely.
Okay.
But I do think the other, if on pay-per-view, I think they would make bank.
They made a movie about that once. What was it with Gerard Butler? And his wife was a virtual reality prostitute. And he was he was in jail.
What kind of movies are you into?
I mean, the good ones. And he was in jail, and in order to get out, they're blackmailing him with his son or something. And in order for him to get out, he had to do this battle royale type thing, and people watched it on TV.
What?
And it was like a battle to the death.
How long ago was that?
Not very long. Look it up on your phone. Yeah. I believe it was Gerard Butler. It might have been
Butler, huh?
It might have been that other guy. Who's the guy that was This Is Sparta?
That's Gerard Butler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah. And his wife she was a prostitute, but
Kandahar?
Let me see.
Was it any of those?
No.
Last Scene?
No.
No.
I'm looking this up on IMDb. Always look up movies on IMDb.
I do too. That's in any information needed on an actor or actress, that's the place to go.
Yeah. It's like the go-to. Go ahead and sponsor me now. Okay, so it was a very interesting movie.
I think the elevator
was a while
has
ago,
stopped.
though. Yeah, it comes and it goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the stuff's making me super burpy.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Gamer, 2009.
2009?
Yeah, it's old.
I said, when did it come out? How long? You said not too long ago.
Did I?
Yeah.
Was I here when I said that?
Yeah. Just going to just move this over here.
Terry Crews was in it too. Ludacris.
You know, when you think of Terry Crews, what's the one thing you think of?
Pecs bumping.
Pecs bumping.
Pecs bumping.
Yep. That's all I think of when I think of Terry Crews.
That and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. No, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What is that, like Boys
You've
in the Hood?
You've never seen the TV show Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No. What is that?
For fuck's sake, do yourself a favor. Anybody who's listening to this, do yourself a favor and start watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
What is that about?
It's a comedy cop show. It has Adam Sandberg in it.
Really?
Oh, my God.
Well, he's funny.
The best casting in all of TV. They did such a good job. I cannot stress to you enough how fucking hilarious that show is.
Okay,
it's amazing.
What is your favorite TV show? Like, what do you sit down and watch? Like, you can't miss it.
Can't miss it. Well,
yeah,
I mean
everything's on Netflix.
Recorded. Come on.
Everything's on Netflix now or on demand. But
it really depends on my mood.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'm in the mood for stupid, sappy TV shows, and other times I'm in the mood for funny things. Yeah. I don't know. I like The Good Place, but only the first couple of seasons. The last season, it just went
cheaty.
Yeah.
I love cheaty. Mm-hmm. But, you know. Yeah.
My favorite character is Jason. That guy's such an idiot.
Okay. All right, man. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
David Bortles forever.
David Bortles. That's right. I totally forgot about that. If you have not watched The Good Place and you can't follow along here, make sure you check out The Good Place. What is it, like 6 seasons?
First Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
For sure. Like tonight, that is your homework tonight.
What? I don't know.
Yes.
It just, the fact that I haven't heard of it is kind of gives me a clue that it's probably not very good.
Yeah, no, it kind of gives me the clue that you're living under a rock.
I might be.
I think it came out when you were predisposed.
I was at home.
Yes.
When that came out.
But you've never heard of it before. How do you know?
Look, I have a life. I don't watch TV.
Okay.
I do something called work.
Heard of it. It's amazing.
Say it with me. Work.
I don't believe in 4-letter words. 4-letter words are banned on this show, clearly.
Clearly, you've said 3 or 4 of them already.
Prove it.
You're offending me. I'm being triggered.
Yeah. You're the one that asked, hey, can I drink beer while I'm on your show? So you have to drink.
I thought that was
you
your
have to
idea.
drink to hang out with me?
Wasn't that your idea?
No, 100% your idea. I got the text string to
prove
it.
Coffee right here.
And you have your coffee.
I'm chasing it with some coffee.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So my favorite shows are like, have you ever watched The Blacklist?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. If I could be anything on earth other than if I could escape my morals, so to speak, if I could escape my morals,
yes,
I would be Raymond Reddington.
Yeah,
I would be Raymond Reddington.
He's pretty rad.
Period.
Yeah. He's a good character.
He is a good character.
And James Spader playing him is just icing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what baklava was till...
Really?
Because Raymond Reddington always says things like, the baklava is just fantastic, right before he kills the guy. And it was just like, everybody's going, like, what?
The what?
Then, yeah, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great character.
He is a great character.
God damn, I cannot believe you have never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, no, never heard of it.
And it's perfect. Your kids will love it too.
Is it like 21 Jump Street? Is it kind of
no,
like
it's
that?
not as nasty.
Okay.
Like it's not as dirty. It's a clean. There's a bug circling my face. It's a clean, funnier version of 21 Jump Street.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and
I'll check it out.
It follows a police department in Brooklyn called the 9-9. And their police chief is super stoic and my favorite character. He's the funniest character you'll ever see. And he doesn't really crack any jokes. He just delivers his lines really good.
Who is it? Do you remember?
Oh, I can't remember his name.
Oh, who is he on the show? That way I know to look for.
The chief.
Oh, the chief.
The chief of police. The chief of that station.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the real reason I'm here today.
Yeah, why are you here? What's going on? How has your life been? We haven't.
Why is it that you have me here
Why
today?
am I here today with you?
That's how we started out with you on my podcast. The first thing you said to me.
You're welcome.
Why did you call me in here today? What am I doing in here today?
I was in the room first.
Matter of fact, you know what you should do? You should link your episode on my podcast in the show notes here so that people can see just how she treated me on air, mind you.
Yeah. I will.
And then you will understand why I'm acting the way I am here today.
And why they should.
You'll be like, God, that guy is just such a jerk. No. You have to go back, rewind all the way back to when she was on my podcast, and then we can get to the bottom. Then you'll understand how this works right here between us.
Yeah.
It was good having you on. I had a lot of views when you're on.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently there's people like you or something. I don't know why.
I'm likable.
Yeah, you are pretty likable. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So with you've been producing episodes like crazy.
I'm trying.
Yeah. No, I've been listening to them.
Well, I basically have 2 full-time jobs. It's hard to release them every single week.
Podcast.
The Grit podcast.
But you recently announced that one of your full-time jobs is going to be no more, so you can continue your entrepreneurial spirit. And
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a scary jump, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my dad's not getting any younger. He's amazing. He started a company 30 years ago. It's been a family business. And so I've been working it, obviously, for on and off 8 or 9 years or so. And I just felt it's time to just do that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to hang on to.
All right.
Yeah.
And you are... The job that you left is being a pastor.
Yeah.
Are you looking to do that again, or are you just going to do Bible studies here and there, or what's the future there?
Man, I don't really know yet. I just don't really know. Honestly, I just want to take a break. I am so tired. I've been pastoring about 14 years, and so I'm not your run-of-the-mill pastor, so to speak. No.
He's the kind of pastor that he says something, he mic drops, and then he runs down the middle of the aisle high-fiving everybody.
No.
What?
That's not it. No, I'm not a charismatic.
In your Hawaii shirt.
No, I do wear whatever I feel like wearing when I preach. I'm a jeans and T-shirt kind of a preacher/teacher. But I'm also a preacher. I might sit down and have a beer with you, obviously.
Cheers.
I'm not very religious, so to speak. Meet people where they are. I do believe in the Bible. I make no apologies for what it says. I believe what it says. But in the end, everybody has a code that they believe in. Everybody has their own separate beliefs. And I don't judge people for that. That's between them and him. If they believe in him or whatever, look, you do you, I will do me. I don't believe in forcing things on people or expecting you to fit in my little box. So my thought is, why can't we be friends regardless of what we believe? Whether it's the same thing or whether it's different.
Right.
Why can't we just get along? And I think if more people were like me, this country would be a whole different place. I won't. No. I mean that tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
But that attitude, though, because we all have things that we believe sternly with all of our heart. There's nothing wrong with that. On the flip side of that, you have to allow that for others as well, not just you and to fit everybody into your box.
Right.
You have to allow them to have their own convictions about what they believe and let them live that out. Stop trying to impede that. Just be there with them as their friend, not so that you can influence them to believe what you believe.
Right.
I'm talking no agenda here, and that truly is what I think love and brotherly and sisterly love is, like you. I believe something. I have my own convictions. Have I ever tried to force you to believe what I believe?
Nope.
No, because that's not what you do.
Right.
That's just not, that's not what I do.
Sure.
That's not what you do.
Sure.
We disagree on a lot.
Yeah.
But are we great friends?
We are.
We are great friends. Do you trust me?
Yes.
I trust you too. Okay?
I feel like I should say yes.
Like,
yes, I trust you. Yes, I do. The look on your face.
yeah. So, like, why can't we all do that?
Why can't we be friends?
We are. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you like spinach?
Yes.
I hate spinach. Can we be friends? Can
no,
we still be friends?
You have to eat spinach. It makes you strong like Popeye.
I just don't get it. If you really think somebody should believe what you believe, then think about that a while. Pray about that for a while, if whatever your cup of tea is. But don't try to force somebody to believe what you believe. Just it's their life.
Right.
You know, you can share what you believe with other people, but that's part of friendship, right? Sharing ideas.
Sure.
Share your ideas.
Yeah.
And then if she says, no, I don't like what you like, and then go home,
right.
Like, what are you doing?
There's no pouting here.
No. And here's the deal, Erin. If you are a Christian and you believe the Bible forbids you to take your ball and go home because they won't believe what you believe. That's not even what it teaches. It says keep loving them, not as someone less than you. Mm-hmm. The Bible says you're on an equal playing field as everybody else on this earth, no matter what you believe. We're on an equal playing field. And why I would say religious people, because I think Christianity is not religion, but that's a whole other issue. But why do we go against that? If that's what it says and you're a Christian, then why are you living differently? Why are you treating people differently? Why are you ostracizing people? Why are you judging people? Not every Christian does that, but I just don't get it. How can you be a Christian and this is what the book says and you do the complete opposite? Sure. I don't get that.
No, I don't either. And that's one of the
things. So I'm hard on people. I'm hard on especially Christians. I'm really hard on Christians, not because I'm the greatest Christian, but because that is a common mistake that we should not be making.
When you can't hide behind your religion to force things onto people, you know, and that's one of the things, not religion, but that's one of the things I like to talk about on this podcast is we don't have to agree on things to be friends. You know, we don't have to be exactly identical. And I think that's what makes an even stronger friendship is that you don't agree on some things and you can have some constructive conversations and you can leave the conversation and still disagree, but go out and have a beer at the end of the day, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nobody, there's a lot of people, a lot of places that say you have to agree on everything, but there's no rule that says, hey, you're a human, so all of you have to think the same. That's what robots do. Yeah. Robots all think the same. They're all programmed the same way. They all think the same way. That's not what a human is meant to be. We're meant to have our own minds. Well, we can still get along.
As a human being with a free will, and I think you would agree, we all have a free will.
Sure.
We can do whatever we want, okay? We all have a journey and a path that we have to walk out individually. No, we don't have to walk it alone, but we are, and we alone are responsible for our choices. Mm-hmm. We're going to walk this path called life until it's over, and we're going to make choices along the way.
Right.
I can't make them for you. You can't make them for me. At the end of the day, when I lay my head down at night, I have to live with every decision I made that day.
Right.
And sometimes I like that, and a lot of times I don't.
I think a lot of times you like that, and sometimes you don't.
Maybe. You don't know what
Do you make a lot of bad choices?
I don't.
Are you making bad choices? Do you put your nose in the corner?
No. You know what? I am hard-headed. It takes me years to learn something maybe you would learn in just one experience. It takes me about, I don't know. It used to take me 10 or 12 experiences that turns out the exact same way. But I'm like, I don't think this is working, you know.
Is that like in business or just making life choices? Or just anything?
No. I think the reason why it doesn't even take me once in business. I learn from other people's mistakes. I learn from attorney mistakes. I learn from CPA mistakes. I learn from my own mistakes. And I learn it only takes me once. And I think that's because I take business far more seriously than I take my personal life. It's not that I don't value my personal life or take my marriage or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I give myself more room to move, breathe, and fail in my personal life than I do my business.
Sure.
Because of my business, because of what I do, I can't afford a mistake.
Right.
You and the person I'm writing the estate plan for, they can't afford me to make a mistake either. And so there's this high level of pressure to make sure that it is done perfectly.
Sure.
Well, nobody's perfect. Yes, I am. When I'm writing a trust, by the time it gets ready for print, it's perfect.
T's and I's are done.
It goes through two sets of attorney's eyes, and it goes through 3 other people's eyes before it gets to the client. It has to be perfect.
Yes, it's very important.
It's very important. My personal life, however,
not so much.
I have people, my wife will forgive me, my kids will forgive me. I got some room to move, breathe, and fail forward, that kind of a thing. But in business, I don't afford myself those. I don't afford myself that. So
right. Well, your mistake in your business is catastrophic to somebody.
Can be. Yeah, can be.
Right. Yeah. But, well, in your personal life, you should be able to make mistakes. That's part of living.
Well, that's how you
part
grow,
of growing.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of you grow, yeah.
Yeah, you don't fail, you learn.
Yeah.
And so you keep doing and you keep growing and you keep learning, and then you move on and you move up.
Yeah. And the differences in business, the failures do happen in office, but somebody catches them.
Right.
And that learning process, that failure happens in process, not in execution. And so if there's a failure in execution, somebody gets executed.
Right.
Okay. We can't have that. So there are failures that happen as we're creating these estate plans, but they're caught. They're caught by the number of people that it's going to go through. That's why it goes through so many sets of eyes. But in the personal life, it's more freeing. So I have that balance of being free in my personal life because I'm so restrained in my professional life.
Right. Do you think that's why you make so many mistakes?
Probably. I'm making up for all the good decisions I'm making at work.
Yeah. So you stress yourself out at work being perfect, and then when you get home, you just let it all go.
Yeah, it's like, screw it.
Yeah. And then constantly screwing up.
Oh, there's a flat tire on the mower. No big deal. I got 3 good ones.
Right. Well, it's
only run it into the ground.
Is it a riding mower?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The front right tire keeps going flat, and I keep having to put a rope around it and pull it real tight to get a seal. Anyway, it's just this whole process. Okay. Every time I just don't want to pay for a new front right tire because I've already done that once.
Quit running over nails.
I don't think it's nails. I don't know what's going on with it. I have a confession to make.
Yeah, what is that?
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here on the No Direction podcast. Erin, I'm white collar. I'm not blue collar, man. I don't know how to do stuff around the house. No, I don't know how to do stuff around the house. I mean, there's some things I know how to do.
Well, there's a lot of people that you could pay to do it for you, I
can put gas in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, I can check the oil. I know where the screw is to empty the oil.
Okay.
So I'm a bit limited.
Okay.
That way. But because I'm white collar, I can afford to pay the blue collar guy or gal to come out and do it for me. Not because I'm lazy or some sort of, I'll just pay someone to come do this work. It's not that at all. It's that I don't know how.
Right.
I pulled.
And you don't have the time to learn, nor do you want to learn.
So my Hummer needed spark plugs replaced. So I pull them all out. I'm watching this YouTube video. Okay.
Okay.
And then because I don't know my username and password on YouTube. It's always just been this. I just get in. I'm logged in or whatever.
Okay.
Well, okay. So then it says log in. I'm going, what? So I'm trying to log in. No. I can't get into my YouTube. So I can't find the history of the exact video I was watching that showed me how to pull my Hummer apart.
Yes, because you still need to put it back together.
Stuff all over. And I'm crying in the driveway. I have tears because I'm going, I don't know what to do. I was scared.
Yeah, you got stuck.
But you'll know, those of you who have man cards, I did figure it out without a video. And I put them right back in, and it worked.
And then you drove directly to some sort of auto mechanic.
I went up the hill. I went up the hill from my house just to see if it worked. And it worked. I couldn't believe it. I actually did something.
So did you put the new ones in then?
No, what I did is I went to Goodwill and I bought a shirt that had a blue collar on it. And so just as a reminder.
Yes.
That there is hope.
Okay. All right.
That's the confession.
Oh, well, I feel like those blue collar guys are really helping you out.
They are.
Yeah.
They're much needed.
Yeah. So for me, I don't want to learn. I just don't care. And so
you're on the side of the road, then you're Karen, huh?
Well, I'm still Erin on the side of the road.
Erin on the side of the road.
But I don't care to learn. Like, I will call somebody to come do it for me. And so it drives my husband crazy. When I had,
he's a blue collar. He can put stuff together.
He
right?
could, yeah. He can do the things. He could put stuff together, take stuff apart. He built my parents an entire deck, engineered the whole thing, put in these giant concrete pillars, and it's one side of the deck is like 5 feet off the ground, and the other side is a couple inches off the ground. Like, all of the thing. I don't even know the math that's involved in that. It drives me crazy. It would blow my brain. But when I owned my Honda, we bought the prepaid for all the oil services. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I went in for my first oil service, and they said, you need to do this, 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 and this. I don't know why they try to upsell women. It's because we don't know what we're talking about. And I said, okay, yeah, do the things, thinking it was included in the oil service.
Yeah.
I came back to pick it up. I can't remember how much it was, but it was a hefty bill. So I paid for it. Mike was pissed. And so he called the dealership and said, look, I need you to put a note on my wife's account that says if you do anything other than an oil service, you have to call me. So
they did a bunch of extra stuff.
Yeah. Because I told him, yeah, go ahead, because I trusted them. And so
You trusted a car dealership?
Well, there are car dealerships out there that I feel like you could trust.
No, there's not.
But there's
one.
One car dealership you can trust.
One car dealership I would trust.
Are we going to say it at the same time? Roshan, 1, 2, 3.
Gresham Ford.
Yes.
Best wheels. Absolutely. You heard it right here. Officially.
Not practiced.
Sponsorship.
Yeah. So every time after that, they called him up. Hey, she needs to do this thing. And then he would say, nope, I'll do it for her.
Negatory.
Nope, I'll do it for her. So, yeah.
Nope.
Mike
is
trouble.
Captain No, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
He defaults to no.
I
default to, we'll see. And then usually my daughter can talk me into it. But she knows if she asks my husband, it will 100% of the time, he answers no. Even when it's a yes, he says no so he can go back and think about it and then say yes on his own terms.
So you're the softie.
Well, if you ask him anything, he feels like he's put out. So because he's put out, he's going to say no. Because he has to do everything on his own terms.
Yeah.
He's
I don't see
stubborn.
anything wrong with that.
He's like a mule.
You and I are the same. Mike and my wife are the same. They're the responsible, mindful ones. We're like, yeah, sure.
Yes, I'll do the thing. Why not? I have tons of hours in the day.
Come on my podcast? Sure. What time?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, hey, but that's the beautiful thing about that kind of marriage. It balances out. We need them. They think we need them, or at least.
I feel like they need us.
They need us.
I think a world with just them would be a little bit gray.
Yeah.
In the black and whiteness of their world. Mm-hmm. And we just bring all this color and chaos.
They would have had heart attacks and strokes by now had we not brought the freedom into the relationship. We're like, so what?
It'll be fun.
That costs too much. Yeah, we'll make more money. We'll make more money. He owes me.
Yeah. I wish I had people that owed me. That'd be fantastic.
You want a job?
No.
I tried.
I know. Hey, you're hiring though, right?
I am. I just hired like 5 people.
That's awesome.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's exciting because I just franchised out here and I'm building a team and I'm training them to do the work I do so I don't have to do it.
Yeah, that's why you hire people.
That's right.
And then you can go out and network and bring more people in, and then they do the work to process the things.
And yep. And I'm paying them more than I should. I'm paying them very well.
That's nice. I still don't want to work for you. I still don't want to do it.
Has the vein in my head started popping yet?
I don't know. You have a hat on. I can't see.
I am paying a handful of people very well because, and here's the thing, they didn't come to me asking for a job. I've been watching them for 4 to 6 months before I talked to them, I recruited 5 people.
Oh, okay.
I went to them and pulled them away from whatever they were doing.
Wow. Because when I walked into that room and brought you coffee, I recognized a couple of people in that room. And 2 of them, I know for a fact, already had jobs. So are they doing you full time now? Not doing you full time. Are they working for you full time?
It's not that kind of work. Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah. One guy's a real estate agent, but, he sells a house here and there.
Okay.
But it's not like, And so they're all independent contractors. So they're not my employees. But everybody I picked is professional, smart, bright. They're easily coached, and they want it.
Yeah. You don't want me to be there. You know why?
No, they want to help people, number 1.
Yeah.
And they also want to make a good amount of money, number 2. I need somebody to have both of those. A lot of times you have people who just want to help people. They don't care about the money. Sorry, can't hire you. Don't want you. I just want to make a lot of money. I don't care. Well, yeah, I'll help people on the side. Nope, can't have you either.
It has to be a combo.
And that's why it took me 6 months to find merely 5 people.
Yeah. You want to know
That's
why
not
I can't?
a lot.
You want to know why I can't work for you?
You'd make too much money and put you in the next tax bracket?
I'm not detail oriented.
You don't have to be.
I am a squirrel. So I'd be in the middle of doing one thing for one person and then go and do the next thing for somebody else. And then I'd probably check social media to see how things are trending. And then when somebody dies, they'll be like, what? You left everything to my uncle? And it was not supposed to be that way?
The family's reading the trust. Who's Erin Beggs? Why did she get the house?
Sorry, not
That's
sorry.
terrible. It was a
No,
typo.
I never do that.
The typo, and the judge is like,
I am not detail-oriented enough for that job.
Well, here's the thing.
I would fail miserably.
The job that I hire does not require you to be detail-oriented. It requires you to have the ability to educate other people on how it all works. And so it really comes down to, are you a good teacher? And do you care about people equally as much as you do making money? Are you willing to be the hero in people's lives? And secondarily, make a good amount of money at the same time. And they don't have to write anything. Nobody's drafting any documents. The only thing that these folks do is they educate other people. This is what a will doesn't do. This is what a living trust doesn't do. Just so that you, the client, can make a better informed decision about what your family needs. That's it.
So what's the difference? I don't even know the difference between a will and I have no idea what the things are.
Okay. I'm going to give you the very basic nutshell.
I'm
very
still
quick.
not working for you, though.
Not yet. You'll get there. Have I recruited you?
You asked me. I'm like,
I don't think I've recruited you, Erin.
No.
Although I do think you would be really, really good at it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm fine on this side of the table.
Okay. Perfect. Everyone's going to die with one of 2 documents. Everybody in America. You're going to die with one of 2 documents. What?
I don't have one of those documents.
Okay. Let me get to it.
Okay.
Yes, you
All
do.
right. Oh, okay.
You're going to die with a will, or you're going to pass away with a living trust. It's one of those 2 documents. Now, as you said, what if you don't have anything? Erin, the state of Oregon, or the state that you live in, wherever you are in all 50 states, loves you so much. That's right. They love you.
Heart.
That if you die with nothing, the state of Oregon will write a will for you. So you don't have to go pay $500 or $900 for a will, because if you die with nothing.
Oh, it's my daughter. Let's get her on here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, you're on my podcast. What's up?
Hey, podcast.
She call you pork chop?
Did you call me pork chop? You said podcast.
Hey, podcast.
Hi.
Oh.
Hey.
What do you need? Am I making Aaliyah famous now too?
Aaliyah's not. I'm not with Aaliyah.
Oh, who are you with?
I just had to give Kayla the cricket that you failed to tell me about.
Yeah. No, she was supposed to call you and tell you.
I know.
Oh.
Anyways.
So what did you need?
What do we need done? Because I'm starving.
I don't know. Eat something. Not for a while.
You're my mommy. You're supposed to feed me.
Aw, meh.
Right?
Yeah. No, black and white people feed their kids. Rainbow people are like, meh, they'll feed themselves. Kidding, I love you.
People are.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
I'm not feeding you, but by the way, I love you.
She's almost 17 years old. She's perfectly capable of feeding herself.
Oh, yeah, yeah. My 13-year-old gets up every morning and makes eggs.
Yeah.
He woke up and says, Dad, I'm hungry. I turn on the stove. Just look at him. He knows what to do. Yeah. He does pretty good.
Sorry. I'm sorry I got interrupted with a live
when your kids call, you got to answer.
Phone call.
Nope.
I don't believe
Family
that's true
first.
all the time.
We say we believe it's true all the time.
Usually they want something. Let's be real.
Usually? How old is she?
17.
Oh, my daughter's
almost
16.
17.
Yes, they always want
something.
something.
Always want something.
Yeah. Where does she go?
Have some money.
Does she go to
Can I drive somewhere? She doesn't go anywhere right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a story for a different day.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's good.
So Oregon is going to write me a will because they're so kind and they love me, and I've been a citizen here my whole life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But everybody's going to pass away with a will or a trust. A will, all wills in all 50 states, they must go through probate. Probate's the legal process where they take your name off of all of your assets and they put your beneficiaries' names on it. It takes anywhere from a few months to a few years in which your family will pay an attorney around $4.50 an hour for that amount of time. Nothing can be handed out until all bills are paid, probate is complete, all taxes paid, all lawyers paid, and then you can distribute everything, whatever's left, to your kids, if anything at all. A living trust, on the other hand, if written correctly, is going to allow you to pass all of your assets to your kids and your loved ones, no probate, no attorneys, no court hearings, immediately, privately, and in most cases, tax-free.
See, I thought that's what a will was.
No.
But it's not. Oh,
no. All wills require probate. And probate, I've never heard a good story about probate. And some people say, well, probate's not that big a deal. Okay, well, let's say probate's only 5% of your entire estate. Let's say your estate is a $500,000 estate. That's typically just the house. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just say your house is worth $500,000. What is 5% of $500,000? Well, let's do easy math. What's 10% of $500,000?
$50,000.
$50,000. Okay, so half of that would be 5%. So what's half of that?
$25,000.
You're looking at probate at only 5%, $25,000 in probate fees just on your house. Whereas you could have a living trust for right about $3,000 and avoid all of it. Mm-hmm. And by the way, the house can't be distributed until probate is complete and all attorneys paid.
By then you have a squatter.
It's possible.
Just saying.
We've seen
we
people
live
go
close enough to the dirty city.
We've seen people go to the funeral. Dad passed away, and then the son pulls up in a U-Haul while everybody's at the funeral. So, I mean, people do odd things when there's money involved. Mm-hmm. And so we make sure we do our very best to take care of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
and a will doesn't come into effect till you're dead.
Right.
Well, what if you have a stroke? You're not dead, but you just can't make medical or financial decisions for yourself. Mm. Our living trust takes care of that too. So we protect you while you're alive and then for generations after you're dead.
Yeah. It's super important because everybody thinks that they're not going to die or they have more time. But it's
hard to think about.
It's not, I mean, people die all the time, randomly
Suddenly.
and without notice.
Yeah.
And the people you leave behind are devastated, you know? So you got to do two things.
Yeah.
You got to call Jamie Worley and set up your living trust, and you have to get yourself life insurance. Get yourself life insurance.
Yeah, life insurance is really a big deal.
Even if it's just to pay for the funeral and maybe some wages so your spouse can take a month off work or whatever, you know? Even if it's just that, at least give that gift to your survivors.
Yeah.
So,
agreed.
Like
and
$10,000.
Yeah.
Do more, obviously. But if you can only afford it, $10,000.
I help families plan for this type of thing, and all of our consultations are at no cost. And so one of the things we do, I'm really proud of, my dad instituted this years ago that nobody else does, is when you pass away with a living trust from us at our company, we help the family settle the entire estate at no cost. Now, you can get in a living trust from anywhere else, and they're going to charge you anywhere between $4.50 an hour, even to settle a living trust, which could take up to 6 months. I can settle a $3.5 million estate in about 3 weeks, and we help the family do that at no cost. So that's probably the biggest benefit that separates us from everybody else. Yeah.
And since you've been in business for 30 years, your father's been in business for 30 years.
Yeah.
People are probably dropping like flies at this point. If they're getting their living trust when they're 40 or 50, 30 years later,
comes in waves.
50s, 60s, 70s.
It comes in waves. Ironically enough, full moons.
I don't doubt it.
It's weird.
I don't doubt it.
Full moons, and around Christmas and New Year's, we're going to get a bunch of calls.
Okay. And what about when Mercury's in retrograde?
I have no idea what you just said.
Okay. I don't know what I said either. I just know that a lot of people get affected when it happens, and I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just hear it all the time. And I got to pepper things into conversation so it sounds like I know what I'm talking about.
Well, you just sold yourself out. You just ratted yourself out.
Yeah.
No, we get a few calls a month, and so-and-so passed away. They said, oh, my gosh, what do we do? Do we call an attorney? What do we do? And say, grieve. Well, isn't there something we should do with the bank account? No. Don't do anything. We can't do anything. Nobody can until the death certificate comes in. It takes about 3 to 5 weeks. Just go grieve. That's it? Yeah. And then when they call us when the death certificate comes in, we give them everything they need to settle the estate. They're going, well, what do we owe you for that? Nothing.
It's included. They already paid for it. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I love what we do.
It's a good service.
Yeah,
it's
a
important.
Good service.
My son's girlfriend's father just passed away.
Sorry.
Yeah, and it was very sudden. It was an accident, very sudden, and they don't know what to do or where to go. And he's young enough, or was young enough that. Like even at my age, at 40, which is about the same age he was, you don't think about things like that. You don't think about death. You don't think that you still kind of have that, well, I still have 40 years left.
Yeah.
But I mean, even as bummer as it is, even children die, right? So you could die at any time. So as soon as you can afford to do something like that, you should settle, get your affairs in line.
Yeah. The other thing about that is to go right along with what you just said. Some people can't really afford to pay for like a trust all at once. Well, we allow people to make payments interest-free, whatever payments they can make. And so we never allow the financial burden to get in the way of a family having what they need. Let me give you a quick example. There are couples in their late 20s and early 30s we've written living trusts for. Why would somebody at that age need an estate plan? Well, let me ask you this. If you have minor children and something were to happen to you and your spouse, is there anything legal in place that says who raises your kids? Because they'll say, well, mom and dad's or my brother and sister's going to raise them. Again, my question is there anything legal in place? And they always say no. But everybody knows, nope, it's not how it works.
We've all seen that movie. All of us have seen it.
DHS will have custody of your children no matter what you think, and a judge will decide whether to split them up, keep them together, and who's going to raise them. And it may not be a family member you want. Estate plans, at least ours, we address those issues. So if you think you're too young for an estate plan, or you think you're too young to at least explore it, at least have the conversation.
So I have a question for you, and I don't know if you can answer this for me or not, but I watch a TV show, so this is very hypothetical, okay? But there's a question that comes up in the TV show. The main character, her husband died, and he died in a horrific car accident, and I think they lost their baby too. But they had his sperm banked so that she could get pregnant in the future or whatever, right, before he died, whatever. It's a TV show, so it's magical that they have the forethought to bank his sperm. Yeah.
It's on ice.
Yeah, exactly. And so they had it saved, and she goes to the clinic, and she's now pregnant. Well, his mother is suing for custody.
Of the unborn
child and the rest of his semen.
I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give advice. But
right. Well, I mean, this is all hypothetical. It's a TV show. It's not real life.
The mother has the grandmother has no right to the father's biology.
You would think.
It's the father's biological, I don't want to say excrement.
Excrement, that's poop.
That is poop. What is the legal term for?
Sperm.
What is?
Oh. He just mouthed it to me. He doesn't want to say it on air. He's embarrassed.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm just, it's the most random thing. She comes out of the woodwork and it's like,
so we talk about estate planning, wills, and trusts, and this is what you're thinking of. You're definitely not getting hired. I'm not even going to ask you anymore.
I told you.
This is exactly why I want to hire you.
I bring the rainbow to your life. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. Our staff meetings would be so fun if you were in them.
I'd bring the wine. No,
bring something. You're bringing something, that's for sure.
Bring the action. I'd bring the energy. That's what I would bring.
How much of that have you drank?
Most of it.
You are so fun. You are so fun.
Yes, I know. I know this about me. I know this about me.
I couldn't work with you. I wouldn't want to do any work, probably. Just sit around and just shoot it around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I do get work done, though.
How long have you been doing this podcast?
You will be by the time this launches, my 7th episode?
We're not even launched yet?
No. Well, no, I'm launched. So I've done 2 episodes have gone out.
Oh, you've released 2?
Mm-hmm. As of this recording. Okay. But then I have one, I think you're number 5 in the bank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you. You can't see me.
No, they can't.
You watch fake wrestling?
Do I watch? It's real. So I started watching the show Glow. Have you ever seen that show?
Oh, something of
it's
wrestling?
On Netflix. Women of Wrestling. It's a TV show about 1980s women of wrestling when it first gets started. And there's a lady that they bring on there, okay? And she's a former soap opera star. Not even a soap opera star. Her character was in a coma. So I can't call her a soap opera star, but people might recognize her. So anyway, she was on there, and she was part of the team to spite a lady on the team who slept with her husband.
Okay.
Because she came on as this soap opera star, came on as the star of the show, okay? The leading ladies, as you know. Yeah. But she couldn't buy in to the wrestling part. And so there's another lady, and she's like, let me bring you to a wrestle, a show. You've never seen one, let me bring you. So she brings her, and she's telling her what's happening the entire time. Like there's a timeline. This person did this, and this person did this, and they're coming back, and they're being vindictive, and this is why they're beating this person up, and this and that.
Well, wrestling is a soap opera.
Well, that's what she said. She goes, oh, it's a soap opera. I know soap operas. 100%. And it clicked in her head, and then she was like, all in, gangbusters, just doing the choreography. She's and
probably
everything.
Very good at it.
Yes. Yeah. After it clicked, just with anything, right? After it clicked, she was like, oh, I'm all in. Let's do this. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, you know how when you watch did you ever watch soap operas?
I try not to.
But have you ever in the past?
Yes.
So you know how in a soap opera there's 7 or 8 timelines, 7 or 8 stories within one episode.
Yes.
Well, pro wrestling is the same way with the WWE. You turn it on, you're like, these people again. But then a wrestler you really like, and there's a really cool storyline going on, comes out. You tune in for that. And then when it's over, you kind of switch channels or you kind of check back or whatnot. It's the same exact thing. I have been watching wrestling since as long as I can remember. My dad would lay down on the couch with no shirt, get done cutting grass, and I'd lay there with him, and we would watch. Oh man, Gorgeous George, Ric Flair, woo! All these guys that were just old, Gorilla Monsoon, Wahoo McDaniel. I mean, all these people, Barry Windham, the Four Horsemen, and that was just a man's soap opera.
Uh-huh.
And I love it when you guys out there give me a hard time for watching wrestling. They say, oh, don't you know that that's fake? Newsflash. Listen closely. Turn up your little headphones there. Everything on television is fake. So don't give me crap about my wrestling shows being fake because everything on television is fake.
Right.
What shows do you watch? Well, I like Jack Reacher. That's a man's show. It's
fake.
It's fake. All of it is fake. Your reality shows are
fake. So I had a friend that was on a reality show. So he was on, I'm not going to say the name of the show because I don't know if I'll get him in trouble or not, but whatever. He was on a show and they had to make costumes. So he made costumes.
Oh.
For cosplay.
Oh,
that kind of costume. Yeah, like the really elaborate cosplay costumes.
Yeah.
And so the show came up to him and said, "We need you to break your costume." And he's getting ready for a competition. And he's like,
what does it mean to break his costume?
For dramatic effect for the show. I need you to make something not go right. And something happened to where it breaks. And he's like, I will only do it if you can guarantee me I can get this, and this part so I can fix it before the show. And so they did. So ever since he told me that story, I'm like, I cannot watch any of those reality TV shows. Yeah. Like I'll watch Life Below Zero. And I'll watch Life Below Zero and I'll think, I'll bet half of this is staged. I mean, it's really cool, but they're like, they're only there for like a 1 week period getting a day in the life of these people who are living,
they
subsistence
lifestyle. Now it's all of a sudden 30 days, right?
Exactly. And then they randomly have to go hunting that day. And now they have to go pick all their, berries or whatever. I don't know.
It's like 3 days of filming for a month.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They stretch it out, make it look like it's been a month.
And you know that when things go wrong, they're like, ooh, can you crash your snowmobile? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you do this thing that this happens?
I have a really good friend of mine who is the star of a reality TV show. And I can tell you this, and I can even say his name. It's real. Everything you see on television with him, it's real. All the breakdowns, it's real. All the struggles, the family
for his
fighting.
Show?
Todd Hoffman Family Gold. Todd is a great friend of mine, and I will tell you what. The issues that he and Hunter have and the issues that you see there dynamically, relationally, all of it, 100% real. And the reason why it is, and I think most other ones, I'm not saying it's the only real one. I think a lot of them have reality aspects. But this one, A to Z, it's real because they film hours and hours and hours and hours just to get a little bit of what's entertaining.
Do they do their own filming?
No.
Or do they have a crew come out?
No, the Discovery Channel.
Okay.
They have a crew that's out there.
Because I know like the show where they drop you off in the middle of nowhere, you do your own filming.
Oh, like Naked and Afraid or something?
No, I've never watched Naked and Afraid. Alone. It's called Alone.
Alone, interesting. I've heard of that.
Yeah, they drop off like, I don't know, 12 people out in the woods. They all have the similar, not demographics, geographical type areas.
Yeah.
And the one that survives the longest wins. But they're filming all their own stuff.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah.
They may play up to the camera.
They get attacked by animals. They
may play up to the camera a little bit because you know that there's a camera, but that doesn't mean it's not real.
Right.
In fact, it's that's one of the conditions that he has is that I'm not going to act and pretend.
Yeah.
And
this is what it is.
There's some tension there because they want it to be a certain thing, and he's like, no, it's got to be real, and so there's some tensions there. Yeah. But
it's like this podcast where we scroll out all the time and you can't keep track of our thought process and our thought patterns. We know, we understand.
Well, when you brought me on, you said, look, we're not going to talk about any one thing. This is more of an emotional and mental outlet, right?
Right.
So we don't have to make any rhyme or reason for this.
No.
We're just shooting it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because so many have this niche thing, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Like the Grit podcast is a podcast to motivate and encourage men to become the men they're destined to be.
Look at you. You've got your elevator speech down and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've said it a bazillion times.
I can't say my I had ChatGPT write my intro, and I can't say it by memory. I got to read it every goddamn time.
You don't just say it.
I just record it, and then I just do my recording. Yeah.
In the end, here's the deal. Because I do estate planning, I can tell you this. We're going to be dead soon.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and nobody's going to listen to this. Nobody's going to listen to mine. Nobody's going to be like, oh, man, I want to go back and hear episode such and such again. No, heck no. No, we're not that important. But here's what it is. We are important right now to people who are listening. Why? Because they're entertained by this. And if they're not entertained, we are droning on and on to fill their space with sound.
Yes.
They may not be listening to
doing
what I'm saying right now. Who cares?
Or folding laundry, driving in your car.
Well, it's lonely doing those things at home, and it's nice to have a voice, a human voice in the background talking about stuff that you may or may not be interested in. That's why we keep the TV on in the background, right?
Yeah, we'll be your friends.
You leave the TV room. You don't turn it off. Nobody does that.
No.
Okay?
No, it just stays on all the time.
It's just on all the time.
Makes the room hella hot.
Yeah, you get this ambient noise.
Yep.
We are the ambient noise.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, you do a great job at it.
Yeah, thank you.
I like your setup here.
Yeah, it's a good setup.
It is a good setup.
The SDF Collective.
The SDF Collective.
Shout
out to Amy.
Yeah.
Amy is bad. In a good way, a cool way.
Bad in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I wish she'd come to Chamber more, though.
Yeah, it's early morning, and this place opens at 9, so she's got to rush out every time.
Yeah,
excuses, whatever.
I love what she's doing here for the community.
It's good.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, I like it. And I like the space because my alternative was my basement, and I felt that was weird having people I didn't know meet me in my basement. I felt very serial killer.
That is a little Buffalo Bill, if you ask me.
Yes.
It puts the lotion on the skin kind of a feel.
Yeah, or it gets the hose again.
It gets the hose again.
Yeah.
Well, you look pretty harmless. However, like you said earlier, let's go full circle here.
Yeah.
Jeffrey looked pretty harmless.
Yeah, serial killers come in all
Lloyd looks pretty homeless. Not homeless, Lloyd, you do not look homeless, Lloyd. That's not what I meant. He's bigger than me, so I'm a little, I don't want to, Lloyd, I didn't mean that homeless.
Lloyd.
Look, I don't know what's in this.
Lloyd, because clearly you're listening to this nonsense. Yeah.
I don't know if he would or not.
He's calling you out.
He's probably working out right now listening to this. Not at this moment, but when he's
probably in the future, in our future state.
He's in the middle of a barbell curl when he hears Lloyd. He's like, what?
Yeah. What? Lloyd's homeless.
The guy's just...
He is.
It sounds like I have a bromance on this guy, doesn't it?
He's sneaky strong. Yeah, I mean, you've been talking about him for like the first 15 minutes of the podcast.
Okay, there's only two reasons for that.
It's because you don't know what to talk about. Do I make you nervous?
No. I don't get nervous. I have zero fear of anything. It's not a macho thing. All my emotional fear.
Let me qualify it by saying it's not a macho thing.
No, it's not. It's really not. I've been through so much trauma that the idea of being afraid of something is just not something that enters my mind. Okay. Not because I'm strong or tough. I've just been through enough hell.
You know what real fear is.
I know what real fear is.
This is easy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that your stomach we keep hearing?
I know.
Your stomach? Or is it your esophagus? What's going on?
So
that beer is like...
of Wild River. This stuff's... Forget. Don't drink that stuff.
No, don't you want them to sponsor you? Just like...
Wild River. The greatest beer.
Black Rifle Coffee Company?
No, I have this...
Didn't you say you wanted to start a Black Rifle Coffee Company?
I would love to have a Black Rifle...
our area?
I would love to have a Black Rifle Coffee Company coffee shop in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would thrive in Sandy.
Yes. I think it'd be great.
In Gresham, I'm not so sure.
Not so much.
No, more of a rural, redneck 2A kind of...
yeah, it wouldn't do well in Hood River either.
Not anymore.
No, I think...
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Hood River's become a bit left. Sandy is a bit right, you know. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But to give alternatives... So, Black Rifle Coffee Company is fantastic. I have the shirts. I love the shirt, the coffee's good. I do have a hat.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid, smoking the ganja.
You're
all in.
Yep, that's a Black Rifle Coffee sticker right there.
On his
coffee or
mug.
die. Mm-hmm. It's a brand actually. No, I'm just a big supporter of the military.
Is that Black Rifle Coffee Company in your cup, or is it Folgers?
No, it's Starbucks. The complete opposite of everything Black Rifle stands for.
Well, Black
Rifle Coffee as I drink my Starbucks
Black Rifle
Pike.
Company has a movie, don't they?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I feel like they have a movie. Look at Google it.
Now I went to.
I feel like it's a zombie.
I'd never heard of them until I went to Oklahoma City, where I.
What's the guy's name that did it? That owns it?
No idea.
Oh my God! And you want to open a spot?
Yeah, I know. I just went into one of their coffee shops in Oklahoma City, a pretty big, good size one. And it's all patriotic. It's all about military, and I support all that. My dad was in the military. I'm very patriotic that way. And I just love that they give money to Wounded Warrior and all these military and veterans.
Sure.
They support a lot of that. And so I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment, yes. But I don't go around I'm not going around waving flags about.
Or have it on the back of your Hummer.
I'm just patriotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just patriotic, man. I have my beliefs, but those are my beliefs.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm sure no one, I'm pretty sure everyone would appreciate me waving a 2A flag in their face as much as I do somebody waving a rainbow flag in my face. And so it goes both ways, right?
Sure.
I just don't, to the rainbow flags, go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get to be afforded the same. And so I don't mind any of it. What I mind is when we try to shut that down and they try to shut this down. It's like, wait a minute. What is freedom of speech then? Shouldn't we be able to express what we believe in, what we have pride in?
Yes.
We should all be able to do that.
Yes.
And I think we can do that and disagree and still be friends and smile and laugh at each other and laugh at each other.
With each other.
Laugh with each other. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Clearly a Freudian slip.
If you haven't picked this up, my favorite word for Erin, she says a lot, is clearly.
Clearly.
I say it
all the time.
You do. Don't stop doing that. That's kind of.
Don't stop, won't stop.
Anytime I hear the word clearly, anytime anybody says clearly, I think of you.
Okay. Clearly.
Clearly, I do.
Well, you know that this podcast will never go on air, right?
I don't care.
Do you know why?
Because I mentioned rainbow flags and 2A.
No. No, because we're all friends here and we can talk about things and have discussions about them. And you don't have to agree with everybody. And that's okay.
Is it though? Is it really okay? It really is, isn't it?
You don't have to like everybody. And you don't have to like what everybody's doing. And you can have a healthy conversation. It's okay.
It's really, we don't have to be afraid of each other.
No. The reason why this podcast is never going live is because the world's ending on September 23rd.
That's what I keep hearing. I sent you that video.
You sent me the video. I'm
Isn't
busy.
that crazy?
I am busy that day.
Look.
It's not convenient for me.
There's a lot of conservatives who are conspiracy theorists, and they would say, well, they've been right on everything, and they've been right on some things. But I will say this. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when I saw that video about how much stuff about September 23rd has been in movies, not to mention The Simpsons. These guys are time travelers, no doubt about it.
The Simpsons are time travelers. However,
they have to be. How do you
just because the date is in multiple movies, can't the concept be thought that they just all chose the same date? I mean, come on.
Okay, well, there's 365 days to choose from. Okay. What are the chances?
It's not a chance. Somebody else chose that date, so they chose the date, and somebody else chose the date, and so on and so forth. The writers and actors and directors are a very small group of people.
They're controlling it all. We're in a simulation.
What was it? September 21st, 22nd, and 23rd were the 3 dates, right?
Well, yeah.
I believe so.
I'll be honest. When I saw that, I'm like, I don't worry about stuff.
Right.
But I'm going, it's 2 days to the 23rd. It's 3 days to the 23rd.
Yeah.
I'm going, is an asteroid going to hit our Earth here in a day or two?
No. Nobody has time for that. Everybody's busy.
That doesn't mean the asteroid's going to make a left turn.
It doesn't matter. It is way inconvenient. What does the Bible say? When's the world supposed to end?
It says nobody knows the day or the hour.
Was it supposed to be 12,
these are some signs
12 or something, or 12, 21, 21?
No, that was Halley's Comet or something. That guy, they killed themselves waiting for Halley's Comet to go by, thinking they were going to hit your ride.
Drinking the Kool-Aid for sure.
They thought they were going to hit your ride with the comet.
I feel like
what book is that even written in?
Every year, the one that people wrote. Every year, there is a date that the world's going to end. Every year. You don't think so? The world was supposed to end
I believe you.
On January 1st, 2000, right? When Y2K was the big deal, and all the computers were going to crash because they were only programmed to have a 2-digit date, and they weren't programmed to have a 4-digit date, which is ludicrous, and I'm not entirely sure why we were distracted by that garbage, but we were.
Yeah.
Also, I heard another conspiracy theory. You ready for this one? You know the submarine that just imploded and killed
with
like 5 billionaires?
Yeah.
Okay. So the conspiracy theory, and it's based on the facts that this guy shared, and I found it on TikTok, and he was saying that the submarine was in communication with the mothership or the boat on the surface, right? And then they were talking back and forth, and the ship on the surface knew that the submarine was having issues. It has an alarm system that says, hey, the structure is failing. You need to ascend. And so they were trying to ascend. And they went something like 23 feet in 45 minutes or something like that. It was like not very far. And they were like a mile and a half down at this point. So they're not making much progress. And the thrusters that they were using to ascend, the theory is that is why their electronic system went out, because they used all the battery power. And then they nosed forward. Everybody fell to the front, and then they fell for like half a mile or a mile further. And when they got to the critical point and they imploded, that the Navy from the U.S. Navy and then whatever else other Navy ship was out there, I think there were 2 different countries out there trying to help out, they both heard it on their instruments. However, the media was reporting on the fact that these people were trapped on the bottom of the ocean for a few days, running out of air.
Yeah, long after they're dead.
When they were already dead.
Yeah, why would they do that?
Why? What were we distracted? What was going on during that time that they needed to use that to rally the entire world to distract us?
Yep. What else was going on?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
And no.
Google it. I'm not going to get political on here.
No, what was going on? Tell me.
Google.
Okay.
Google
I'm
it.
going to Google
It's just,
it. But it's a
because
crazy conspiracy
I will be labeled
theory.
as a conspiracy theorist.
Well, I just brought it up.
I know. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
You don't
like in
right.
estate planning, I go with the law. What is the facts? What actually happened? And if you Google that, you will find out exactly what was going on when that was going on.
But
it has everything to do with politics.
Who do I trust, though? Because all of the media outlets were going with it.
No, it's not media. It's well documented. There's some things that were happening and signed into place.
Okay.
By our government while that was going on, while everybody
was
looking this way.
We were swirling out
Yep.
over a stupid submarine, not a stupid submarine. Those lives that were lost, it was terrible.
Every time there's an issue, every time there's an indictment, every time that there's a, you name it, on the right or the left, they're like, look over here, this is happening. And all the news outlets cover it. All the while, somebody over here is getting something passed, getting something done, etc.
Every time
you don't
the
believe
world
that's why
rallies.
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying you go do your own research. You're not like, oh, he's just a conspiracy. You go do your own homework.
Well,
I'm not going to do it for you.
Every time the world rallies around something.
Oh, yeah.
There's something else is happening.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Right. We should be paying more
attention. They've been doing this for years.
Yes.
Well, if you were, how old are you? When were you born?
81.
Okay. I was born in 72. In the 80s, they told us that hairspray was causing the ozone layer to deteriorate and it would be gone in 10 years.
Yes.
Well, guess what? When that didn't happen, they said, oh, things are happening. The polar caps are melting. The world is going to be flooded in 10 years.
I feel like acid rain came first.
Yeah, I think it was.
Before the polar caps.
Yeah, because the polar caps were the...
acid rain was a real big thing when I was in grade school. We did a lot of stuff for the rainforest.
That's right. Money poured into these places, and guess what? It didn't happen. And then it was the polar caps are going to melt. Do you know that if they if the ocean rises, I think it's 10 feet, then New York City's underground, underwater. Guess what? 10 years has passed, the polar caps, and we haven't made that much progress, okay, on the environment.
No, we haven't.
Look it up. Google this, crisis every 10 years environmentally. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see a different crisis every 10 years that comes up in which people, especially America, flood billions of dollars into the cause. Mm-hmm. And it never happens.
Right.
It's all just a big money scam, in my opinion. I'm not saying we shouldn't take care of the environment. I'm not saying that we're not harming the environment. We should be responsible with the environment. As a matter of fact, it might shock you to know this. The Bible actually says that we are stewards, that God will hold us responsible as stewards of this earth.
Yeah.
And we're not doing a very good job.
No, we're not.
We're not doing a good job of it.
No.
And so, a lot of people say, oh, well, screw it, who cares, et cetera. No, you should care.
Yeah.
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. No, you don't have to throw billions of dollars to a cause that's not really that much of a danger, but you can still do your part to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. Is it the right thing to throw your plastic bottles in a certain container so they go and they're disposed of correctly? In my opinion, morally, yes, that's the right thing.
So it's the right thing if China will buy it.
Is it the right thing?
They're not buying any of my recyclables right now.
Is it the right thing to shut down our pipeline so that we can be greener in America, but then we'll have people who create the exact same stuff in far worse pollution and put it on a ship and push it all the way over, which creates a far more pollution, and we have to beg other countries for it. See, it's all money.
Yes.
When I was a cop, one of the first things I learned, follow the
money.
Always.
You learn that in politics too. Follow the money. Why are they talking out of
Whether
this side of their mouth?
Whether it's Trump or Biden, stop it, everybody. Don't give me this right and left crap.
Follow the money.
Follow the money. Mm-hmm. Follow the money.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah. These conspiracy theories are crazy.
It is. It's crazy. I'd like to come back and actually talk about the details of some of these because I don't buy into conspiracy theories. But when I see, for me, seeing breadcrumbs leading to a conspiracy theory that doesn't prove it but points that direction, to me, that's not enough. I need a smoking gun.
Yeah.
I'll consider it and I'll take a look at it, but I'm not going to be like, that's true. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, waddles like a duck.
It's probably a dog.
Looks like a duck. It's probably a dog. Do you know why?
Why is that?
You know why you cannot trust the breadcrumbs?
Why?
Because they're saying, look at this.
Yeah.
And you're following the breadcrumbs over here. They're going, bink.
Yeah.
I don't trust anything I see on Fox. I don't trust anything I see on CNN. I don't trust anything I see. Mm-hmm. I use my own brain. I look at what policies were passed. When I have the time, I pull up the actual policy and I flip through to try to make some sense of it. And when I see that billions of dollars are going to Ukraine for that, and then I see each family in Hawaii is getting $700 per family, I have a problem with this.
Right. Well, there's a whole conspiracy about why there are fires in Hawaii. Anyways.
And who's buying up all the real estate?
Oh my God! And the underground. Have you heard about the underground sex caves? Okay, we need to have you back on and talk about these conspiracies.
Do you ascribe to that? I mean, do you think that that's a thing?
I have my ears open.
Yeah.
I think things like that are curious. And I feel like humans are sneaky and gross.
Especially the rich and
dirty.
powerful
And nothing surprises me anymore. Whether it's true or not, it wouldn't surprise me either way, honestly.
What was the Sound of Freedoms? The Sound
of
Freedom?
I heard about that.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, Stacy wanted me to go see it. So for things like that, I have to be in the right mindset. I understand that people go through this and they don't get a choice.
Yeah.
But I get a choice of when I get to see it. I got this free will thing going on, and I have to be in the right mindset to be bummed out because I know it's true. And I just told you this today that I just started an account on TikTok for this podcast.
Oh, cool.
And because I started it on TikTok, I've been watching some TikToks, and there's a group in Colorado who go and find sexual predators. And they go up to them, recording their entire conversation, and start talking to them. And I'm like, that's what I want to do when I grow up. Like, I want to go
get them before the fact
and catch these people and put them on blast.
Yeah.
It's gross. But I don't put it past anybody.
And then they call the police after they've done talking to them. Now that they have their confession and everything on video. Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love seeing operations like that.
Mm-hmm. I think they're great. That is a positive keyboard warrior.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, because you're contributing to the protection of children and making the world a better place.
Right. Yeah, you are.
The less people like that are existing in the public, the better off we are. The safer we are. Mm-hmm. Safer our kids are.
Yeah. So I subscribe to the thought that anything is possible.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't put it past people. Now, my dad always said, and for some reason I feel like he was quoting somebody, but I can't figure out who that is at right now. Mm-hmm. But believe nothing what you hear and only half of what you see. So basically challenge everything.
Yeah.
You know, and so I do that. I look at things and I challenge them. And some things I find are true and it's gross and disturbing. And other things it's like, oh, thank goodness it wasn't true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what was a big conduit of us coming to this realization that, wait a minute, everything they're telling us is not true. We can't take anything hook, line, and sinker anymore. I think the whole COVID issue, when COVID came out, I think everybody, right, middle, and left, we all learned over time that we can't believe everything that we hear because, and it's nobody's fault. It's just like when Fauci came out and they said, should we wear a mask? He goes, the masks don't work. He said, they just make you feel safe, but they don't work. And then he requires them. And then later on, they say the vaccination will keep you from getting it. Well, we found out that wasn't true. You could get nothing wrong with vaccination. I'm not anti-vax, but I'm just saying that what they were telling us was not true. Mm-hmm. Now the CDC has come out, and you can check it on the website. It's there right now. It says that those who got the vaccinations are more likely to get COVID now than those who were never vaccinated. Now, we could not have known that before.
Sure.
We're listening to the WHO, the World Health. They're caring for all of us, right? And so we're going by. You have some conspiracy theorists saying, you're not going to make me do it, et cetera. People lose their jobs. It was just an ugly time.
Sure.
I'm not here to say who's right. I'm just saying it was just a really difficult time.
Yeah.
It divided the country, which I think is exactly what the government wants. Because, and let me say this.
I don't think you're wrong.
Think about this. Think if the Republicans and the Democrats, not the politicians, but the community came together and said, you know what, we don't agree on everything, but we're sick of those guys. Mm-hmm. Where will that leave those guys?
Yeah. If it was a world united.
A country united, yeah.
Well, yeah. And let's go as far as the world united. You know, if the country united, if our town united, that would be a big deal.
Oh, 100%.
And then you go out from there. Holy cow! If everybody united, yeah, because we're so stuck on inner fighting.
Yep.
That we don't see.
We
anything.
have no strength. We don't have the strength to oppose being mistreated by politicians.
Right. Because we just want to fight each other.
There's just not enough of us.
Yeah. Which I think goes back to let's have healthy conversations.
Absolutely.
Right? And you might not agree on things that I think and vice versa.
Yeah.
But we should have healthy conversations because I believe that the more people you have in a room that are different, the smarter you all are. Because I'm going to think one way and you might bring up a point of view that I didn't even think about or bring up a question that I wouldn't have in a million years thought to ask. And now I'm thinking, oh, that's an interesting point of view. Okay, let me learn more about that. And then so on and so forth with everybody in the room. Yeah. We just all benefit and we all get smarter for it.
Absolutely. My buddy Josh always says, all of us are smarter than any one of us. Mm-hmm. And I think that's true whether you're on the right or the left. When we come together collectively, if we can just get past the differences, that's easier said than done. Mm-hmm. But if I just accept, you know what, you're going to live your life, you believe in this, such and such, I believe in my stuff. In the end, do you care about the economy?
Yes.
You do. So do I.
Yeah.
You and I, we don't agree on much, politically or religiously.
Right. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
But we get along really great.
We get along really great.
Yes.
But one thing we can agree on is we both want more money in our pockets and we want to pay less taxes.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good starting point. Let's start with the economy. Mm-hmm. And let's find somebody. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's so-and-so. I don't care if it's so-and-so. Let's find, I really don't care because the White House does not determine how I live my life.
Right.
It is not my life. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'll determine how I live my life and you'll determine how you live yours. But those guys, they do affect our economy.
Yes.
Let's find somebody that's going to put money back in our pockets, give us the freedom to live the way that we want to live. Your way, you can live your way, I'll live my way. We'll both make money and we'll both have the American freedoms that we were designed to have in the first place.
Right.
You know. It's just when we begin to force our stuff on each other, when we begin to force agendas right and left into the schools.
Yes. And start hate mongering.
Oh my God!
It's terrible.
And it's on both sides. And let school be about math, history, science. Mm-hmm. Let's do that there. Everything else, let's let the parents do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's when we begin to force our agendas on each other, that's where things really begin to rub raw. I can't stand you because you're pushing your stuff on my kids.
Sure. Yeah. You know well, another one of my guests that I had earlier today, whose podcast will come out 3 weeks before this one, we were talking about off air how a lot of times the universities are being used to pump out information agendas to the faculty, and those faculty are using their students who are impressionable and look at their instructors as like the end all be all. I can't tell you how many times I came home from school, told my dad something really cool that I'd learned, and he'd look at me and say, "What you learned is bullshit. That none of that is happening." And he's a microbiologist, right? So he's a pretty smart dude. Yeah. And I didn't believe him.
Not a lot of theory there. It's pretty black and white.
Right. And I didn't believe him because my teacher said it, right? My teacher's the smart one. Yeah. And so they're using the student mentality of starry-eyed student. My instructor like knows everything clearly because they're working at this great institution. Yeah. They tell their student then goes spreads it everywhere. And it's all of this agenda just pumping out whatever this agenda is.
Well, that's because money follows political agendas.
Right.
Money always follows political agendas. It just does. Mm-hmm. Or else why would you teach something you know is not true or you know is not healthy?
Right.
You know, it's one thing to teach theories. Well, one theory is this. Another theory is that. You choose what to believe. Mm-hmm. But these are the two main theories that we're facing in America today. Why can't we do it that way? Why do we say, well, those people are idiots. This is really what's going on. This is really what we need to do. Get off your soapbox. Just teach what is. Teach all the theories and let them have a mind of their own because they are very impressionable.
Right.
When I was in college, I had a professor. His name was Dr. Richard Brewer. And I thought I think there was Jesus, there was my dad, and there was Dr. Brewer. And I wanted to be like him. I was going to be a psychologist. I wanted to do everything that he did. I wanted to be just like him. And I tell you what, thank goodness he was a good mentor. But I'm just sitting here listening to you. I'm thinking, man, what if Dr. Brewer was just a bad dude?
Right. And you would never know because you're so starry-eyed.
Nope. Because I'm stupid. I don't know anything yet.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, you're not stupid. You only know what you know.
I know.
You're not stupid.
Okay, I'm ignorant. I'd be ignorant.
Sure.
Ignorance is just not knowing. Stupid is knowing and doing it anyway.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. But then you're like, well, you can't teach it that way. Oh, well, now you're limiting my free speech. And so it gets really hairy.
Yes, it does.
It gets really hairy. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know what the answer is. I think I do know what – actually, I think I do, but nobody wants to hear my answer.
Is it wrong?
No.
Is your answer wrong?
Dude, it's the answer I have for my life, but not everybody chooses that. That's okay. But I really do think for me that is
your
my answer.
Your answer is Jesus and God.
My answer is Jesus Christ, right? And just following him, not being religious, just doing what he said to do. And if I'll just say this last part when it comes to Christians. If you're a Christian and you're not a fully devoted follower of Jesus Christ, then you're not living a Christian life. You're not doing it. You're calling yourself a Christian, but you're living like some kind of legalist by a bunch of rules and a bunch of checklists. And that's not at all what you read in the Bible. It's not at all.
But I don't think that's limited to religion either. I think there's a lot of people that spout, hey, I think this way, therefore you should think this way, but they don't live that way.
Right.
They say they do. They say do as I say and not as I do constantly. Yeah. And so they're not
100%.
They're not good leaders. They are really good at pulling the wool over your eyes.
Yeah.
And
that's
and pushing
the
their
board.
agenda on you, but not truly living that way.
It might surprise you to know that in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Jesus was hardest on the religious people. He wasn't hardest on the prostitutes. He wasn't hardest on the IRS tax guys that were stealing money from their own people. He wasn't hardest on the racists. Did you know that? He was hardest on the people who claimed to love God, yet judged other people for not doing it their way. He was hardest on them.
Sure.
He looked at the woman who was committing adultery with someone these religious people brought and said, the Old Testament says to stone her to death. What do you say we should do with her? It says that he wrote in the sand with his finger. Nobody knows what he wrote. Some people believe he wrote the names of each one of those religious figures that thought that they were better than this woman. And he says, you without sin, Cast the first stone. They all dropped their stones and walked away.
Right.
And he looked at the woman and he says, who condemns you? She says, no one. He says, neither do I. Mm-hmm. Go and don't do that no more.
Right. Don't
do that no more. You got to quit doing that.
But that person's being true to who they are, and then the people who are saying, do the thing. I need you to
punish
do this
her.
thing. Yeah. They're that's it.
But he says love and mercy triumphs over judgment. And so,
yes.
Why do Christians not read that part and live that part? You know what I mean?
Not
all Christians.
They skip that day.
Why?
They skip that day.
Because we feel better when we're stepping on others on our moral high ground. Mm-hmm. And when in the Bible it says in
somehow.
Romans 3:23 says everybody has sinned and falls short of God's glory. In other words, everybody's on an even playing field. Don't even think, because you've been in church for 50 years and have never missed a Sunday, that you're one iota better than that person who doesn't even believe in God. Mm-hmm. You're not better. You're better off, but you're not better.
Right.
Your value, and see, why aren't people preaching this? Why aren't pastors talking about this? Some of them do.
Because then nobody would go to church.
Because you walk out.
And when they pass the plate, it's not going to get full, because they're going to say, well, I'm just like that person and I could just do this at home.
That's right. You are just like that person. Maybe you're not doing what they're doing. Maybe you behave better, but you have no more intrinsic value and worth to God than they do. So go love that person. Mm-hmm. Just go love them.
Sure.
As an equal.
Yeah, why not?
Not as a charity case.
Right.
And so, like I said, unfortunately, very few pastors teach and preach this kind of a thing, mm-hmm. which this isn't to pat me on the back, but man, here's the bottom line. I read what it says, and I tell people what it says.
Right.
And I don't try to add anything to it. And that's what religious people do. They will add to it. Oh, but you have to do this and this and this and this and this. Well, those may be some healthy things to do. Mm-hmm. But I don't have to do this to be better, or for God to love me more,
right,
or for you to love me more, do I? Well, if you're not really going to Bible study, then I can't really hang out with you. That's literally not in the book.
Well, I have a good story for you. It's a very recent one.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
A person that I know recently passed away, and the funeral was supposed to be held at a local church. And because of the way they live their lives and the people who are going to attend the funeral live their lives, the church said, sorry, you can't come here. So,
tell me, was it a Christian church or another kind of religion?
It was a Christian church. 2 weeks before the celebration of life, they told this person's 20-year-old daughter, sorry, you're going to have to find somewhere else to have this.
Was it a scheduling conflict, or was it because of...
Yes, it was because of the type of people who would be attending the funeral. Can you believe that shit? So I have a hard time jumping on board, my friend. All of the things. I believe you. I trust you. I hear you. But it's like, God... Sorry.
Now,
God.
Without having all the information, I can't see... Now, maybe they have a good reason. I don't know what it would be. No, I'm just saying...
I feel like it's an opportunity to share love and possibly share the fact that this is a safe place for you, and your shenanigans aren't welcome here, but you are. So if you can behave and treat this place with respect, please come in. Please come in. Mourn, right? Be here. Be with God. Be with Jesus. We love you. Take us under we'll take you under our wing. This is a terrible time for you. Mm-hmm. But they said, sorry, because you're the type of person you are, and we think you'll behave this way. Bye. Yeah. I'm out. I'm out of wine.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. I mean, if there's a safety issue, if it's a crip that got shot and they're afraid of the blood swinging by,
not that kind of death. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's terrible. And so the family had to scramble and find a different place to go. So they found just a neutral place. Yeah, it was very, when I found that out, I was very, very disappointed in this particular church.
It's Christianity is not a life of blessing. It's a life of sacrifice. because there is no love apart from true sacrifice. There is no true love apart from, I mean, you think about it. Any act of true love takes some kind of sacrifice on the giver's part, always, or it's not really love. It may be charity, it may be affection, but only love, only true love is an expression of a sacrifice. And so as Christians, we're called to live a sacrificial life. And I call it the I'm third principle. God first, others second, myself last. Now, the world has that flip. The world says me first, then others, and then maybe I'll get to God. But God says flip it the other way. It's him first, others second, and yourself last. Because when you see others as more important than yourself, then you have the capability and capacity to love others the way they need to be loved, as opposed to giving them breadcrumbs of whatever's left after I've had a bite.
Sure.
Now, that's flipping the culture on its head. That's not the way it works out there. But that's the economy of God, and that's what God calls for. And it's tough because the hardest thing that you can do is not surrender to God. The hardest thing that you can do is sacrifice yourself for the sake of others, and that is really difficult.
Well, I think we talked about this a little bit when you first arrived. Moms, dads, and spouses have a really hard time putting them. I mean, they bring breadcrumbs home, right? A lot of times. And so you have to constantly have in your mind, I'm last, I'm last, I'm last. But I think there is definitely a time and a place where you can put yourself first, because you have to put yourself, self-care is important, right?
It is.
And if the only thing you have left is breadcrumbs, like you were saying, and that's all everybody's getting, then that's not good for anybody. So you have to take that time to do you first.
Yeah.
But I could see your point of, of the hierarchy of putting yourself last, because then it instills in you to take care of others, give into others, help your neighbor.
You have to take care of yourself. But in the model of Christianity, the economy of God, so to speak, when it's God first, he gives you everything that you need to give to others and to give to your own self. And so he never runs out. So it's like this water fountain that flows downhill. Because one thing I've discovered is, and I think this is true for everybody, you can't give what you don't have.
Sure.
I can't give you any more beer.
No, I can't give you more wine.
There's nothing left, right?
Yeah,
it's all gone.
It's gone.
So what it comes down to is who's putting content here, who's putting substance here so that I can give. And so in the Christian life, it's when God fills up your cup, you're able to pour out on others. And as it's pouring out, he keeps pouring in. The more you give to others, the more he allows you to be able to give to yourself. You're going to be okay because he was first and because others are second, and you put yourself last. The Bible says that when you pour yourself out that way to others, he will give you enough to give at home and to give yourself. It'll take care of itself. He will take care of you. And so it's one of those things that in faith you have to live that way because it doesn't make sense. It's not natural.
Sure.
It's supernatural, right? And so, the hardest part for me is being in a natural world, thinking with a natural mind, thinking with natural logic, natural wisdom, and then accepting what he says, because what he says goes against a lot of what's natural because it's supernatural.
Right.
It's not, like you've heard it said, get revenge on your enemies, retaliate against the people who are hurting you.
Sure.
Jesus says, but I tell you, love your enemies. Give them a drink when they're thirsty. What? Like, that's literally not how the world works.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to.
And Jesus is like this. He's like, yeah, I know. Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do it this way. Yeah, it's just really hard because it's so unnatural. It's like swimming upstream constantly.
Sure.
Constantly.
Sure.
Soapbox off.
Yeah. I doubt it.
No, I just care about people. I don't, they don't need to believe what I believe, but, life is just hard enough. I just wish we could all get along. I wish we could all get along like you and I get along.
Yeah.
If the world, if you were the president of half the world and I was president of the other half of the world, this would be a fantastic
Can I have the bigger half?
Earth.
Can I have the bigger half?
Why?
Okay? And I don't want any of the cold.
I want America, though.
I don't want the cold places or the really hot ones. Can you have the really cold ones?
I'll take
really
the equator. You can have the equator. I'll take everything else.
I don't want the equator. You want it.
And I don't want the Middle East either.
Why?
It's just too much going on over there. Too much violence.
There's too much sand.
Yeah, I'm not a big
But
sand
it's like
guy.
dust. It's like dusty sand.
I think we could rule the world pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
No, it'd be wreck. You know, there's some religions. I'm not going to name.
Terrible.
I'm not going to name the name. I'm not going to name the name. I'm not going to tell you the Mormon name. But if you do enough good deeds, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
They say that if you do enough good deeds, you'll be the god of your own planet one day. Here's the problem. Oh no, I've studied all the major world religions.
I
could really.
No,
you really wouldn't. Look, I can't
too
balance
much stress.
I can't balance a checkbook. You're going to give me a planet, really? I would be a terrible god.
I can't change my own oil.
Our God only flooded it once. Do you know how many times I'd wash this thing and I'd dunk this thing in the water? Probably. I guess I just get so tired.
You bitches are not behaving anymore. Dunk. Yeah. Let's start over.
Somebody does. I'd be like,
redo. What they do is they snap. Redo.
Yeah.
Like Thanos.
Oh gosh, there goes half of everybody.
Sorry about your luck.
Oh man, I wouldn't want that. That's above my pay grade.
Guess you guys should have listened.
No way. No. Let me say something nice about Mormons.
Okay.
They live in such a way with their behaviors and how they reach out to people. They act more like Christians than Christians do a lot of times. And by and large.
They live very true to their religion.
They are sold out. But they also have salvation by works. Do you know what that means? So my stomach, man, I just keep growling.
It's because you ate all that Taco Bell and then you downed a beer.
I did. I shouldn't have eaten Taco Bell before I got here. No, but any Mormon will tell you this. They believe that it's not only faith in God, but you have to do a certain amount of good works in order to earn your way to heaven. And if you don't make the cut, then you don't go. And here's kind of the thing. How do you know when you've done enough?
You have to just keep going.
Man, how scary would it be to close your eyes for the last time, believing that, man, I hope I did enough.
But you should always keep doing more, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you shouldn't be doing it for the prize.
You shouldn't be doing it for the prize.
Because then it's self-serving.
See, the difference between like that, the works-based type of salvation and Christianity, is the Bible says there's absolutely nothing you can do, no amount of good works you can do to earn your way to heaven. It's only by what Jesus did on the cross. He paid the price for all your sins, past, present, and future. If you were to surrender to him, that payment is made on your behalf, and you're in. So now you can do whatever you want, right? You're forgiven.
No, there's a point system. I learned that from the Good Place.
No, there's no point system. No, the Good Place is not a good theological. It's very entertaining, but no.
Eat organic, grow it your own.
Lots of yogurt. A yogurt place and right?
Yeah.
Remember the yogurt?
Oh, lots of yogurt, but that was hell. That's the bad place.
Oh, that's right. That was the bad place.
Yogurt
Well, the Good Place was actually the bad place.
Yes.
It was. I think we ruined it for people. Anyway.
That show has been over for years.
But it's a great show.
People should, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, though, back full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
100%.
I'll look at that. But
go watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
If the people who are listening have never seen it, you're welcome.
I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, of course you do. Well, you down to hold beer?
And a coffee.
Well, we should really end this, though, because
how long have we been going?
We're at like
hour and 40 minutes.
But we also stopped it earlier and started over. So I bet we're really close to 2 hours.
Part 1 and 2, maybe.
I'm just gonna send it, and people can listen to it while they do 500 loads of laundry, or while they're vacuuming, or doing dishes, or commuting,
or if they're at the movie theater, they can put their headphones in while their Disney movie's on.
No, watch the Disney movie. I mean, you paid $500 to go see it.
I know, right?
So watch it. But yes, listen to it on the way home and on the way back. Yeah. Well, thank you for being on the podcast today. I really appreciate it.
It truly was a pleasure. You were wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
And you're one of the greatest friends I know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
On that note, don't forget to like, subscribe, share,
smash that
do
like
all the
button.
things. Go check out the Grit podcast. It's got Jamie's mug on the cover, so go watch that. Go listen to it. You can watch it too, right? Because
it's a video podcast. Yeah, you can watch it on Spotify and YouTube.
Oh, Spotify too.
Spotify as well.
I'm not fancy like that. I just do audio. I can't brain it right now.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah. I know it's okay. I'm just telling you.
I know.
Yeah. So go like the things. Share it with your friends.
Lots of fun.
There's a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
But we're your friends.
There's a lot of nonsense.
And we like talking to you.
There may be some good things here and there, but
yeah.
Otherwise, we're just there to motivate and encourage you. That's it.
Yeah. And we'll have to come back with some conspiracy theories later.
Yes, absolutely. I want to talk about skin masks.
Skin masks. Yes. I need to do some research on that. Or maybe not. Maybe you could just educate me.
I think I'll just wear one.
Are you wearing one right now?
Maybe.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. I feel like I know what I'm talking about, but not really.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay. All right. That's it.
That's it. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.